This video will cover the QoraLux firmware upgrade tool in Creator. The SAVI version shown is 3.5, but to use this feature, your server needs to be on at least 3.4. To navigate to the page, click the Update tab at the bottom of the Creator sidebar, then click the QoraLux Lighting tab. The first thing to do is choose a device type. This will be either the PoE keypad or all other QoraLux devices. After selecting, you can see the list gets populated with all the QoraLux devices in the project. Looking at the right here, I can already see there's a newer recommended version listed. To upgrade these, I'll just find the recommended version in the version dropdown and select it. This will prompt a download. Click Start and the new firmware will be downloaded to your server, enabling you to push the firmware to the devices once it's ready. Keep in mind that in order to download the firmware, the server will need an internet connection. Once downloaded, I can now select the devices I want to upgrade, or click the top checkbox to select all of them, then reselect the firmware version I just downloaded, which you can see has turned green now. With the proper firmware and the devices chosen, I can now click Install Selected to begin the upgrade. The toast message here indicates the process has started. Depending on the current firmware you have installed, you may see the statuses for the selected devices switch to queued. Once the installation is complete, you'll notice the status change to rebooting for a few seconds while the device reboots. At the same time, the device's LED will flash several times like this. You may also see a status of done for a few seconds, but once the current version is updated to the version that you're upgrading to, you'll know the process is complete and the devices should be ready to use normally. This concludes our video on updating QoraLux High Voltage firmware. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more SAVI training videos.